If you're a low IQ individual, then please leave this video. Otherwise, prepare your notepad to take notes because this is going to change your life. So let me introduce you to a concept that psychologists like to call the 90-91 rule. So it sounds pretty complicated, but in reality, it's actually very simple. It goes like this. For the next 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of every single day working on your number one most important goal. You see, the problem with goal setting is it's very hard to track your progress. It's very hard to understand why and how you do what you do. But if you have a little bit of common sense, then you'll come to realize that you need a system, you need things in place, and something like the 90-91 rule to put yourself on track 7 days a week. So let's do some very, very simple math over here. So let's say you have an outcome, right? The action, so the thought that you have is the starting point, and the thought equals action, and action equals outcome. So the outcome that you want is behind the thinking process that you have every day, the way you think, the way you look at your goals, the way you look at discipline and motivation and consistency. So by using the law of averages, if you want to change your life, you need to first change your thought. And in order to change your thoughts and your thinking process, you need to apply the 90-91 rule. So if you have one goal and one outcome, for me, that's YouTube. All I want to do with my life is YouTube, make YouTube videos, and just make a living from this. This is my life, you know? So in my case, just to make it very specific for you to understand, in my case, my number one outcome is, let's say, making videos and achieving success in my field. So what better way to reach my outcome than applying the 90-91 rule, where for the next 90 days, I just spend the first 90 minutes of every day making videos, either filming, recording, or editing videos. Imagine how much more progress I would make over the next 90 days, over the next year, in fact, if I just focus on the number one most important thing, first thing in the morning. Because when you wake up, you're already hardwired to get things done. Your dopamine system is already kind of halfway towards achieving your goals. You're already in the mindset and you have the most motivation, you have the most focus right after you wake up. So if you wake up and then you just spend 30 minutes taking an ice bath and putting water on your face and doing things that don't have anything to do with your outcome, after like an hour, after 2 hours, you're going to find yourself a little bit less motivated to do the work that is most important to you. And by definition, if something is most important to you, then it should be first priority. And first priority should mean the first an hour and a half after you wake up. So you usually end up doing the number one most important thing right after you wake up, because that only makes sense, right? So if you're doing 1,000 things and then you get to the thing, is it as important as you make it out to be? Do you really want it as bad as you say you do? So the low IQ individuals would have probably left this video by now. And the rest of you who are watching are smart. You guys know what you want. You know the things you want out of this life. And you know that you just need a system to take you there. So if you just find yourself day to day simply uninvolved in the life that you live and waiting things to happen, waiting for just the process to become clear, and you're not taking the steps in action, then I'll leave a link to another YouTube video of mine that you can watch that will help you with this. So all in all, without yapping too much, this is the 90-91 rule. Psychologists have come up with this rule so that you can achieve the most progress possible towards your number one most important outcome, which is what you want to achieve progress towards. Everything else should be second priority. It shouldn't take up more time than your main goal. It shouldn't come first order with everything, with your mind, with your thoughts. So prioritize the things that you want most in life. Be very, very clear on what you want and how you're going to get it. And then do only that and forget everything else. That is the way many people have succeeded before. That is the way I will succeed in the next few years. That is the way everyone who succeeded have succeeded. So I'm Dan. I make videos like these every single day. And if you like this video, then definitely subscribe. Leave a comment as well, what you thought about the video. And I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.